Welcome everyone to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today spawning on the east side of the map, playing in blue, we got puppypaw playing as the Chinese, and his opponent in the north playing in red, we got loueMT playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Welcome everyone to Frisian Marshes, a great map for Age of Empires 4. I'm super excited for this one. Puppypaw versus loueMT as part of the egctv Elite Classic. Guys, we've had some great games with these two players involved, and I'm almost certain this is going to be a great game as well. Chinese versus HRE on Frisian Marshes, two great civilizations. I love these civs on this map. The reason why is plenty of sheep. And the reason why I love this map and the two civilizations is essentially because you have so much sheep, you got so much food, it allows the civilizations to do what they want to do, which is whether it be, two town center Song Dynasty boom, plenty of food to get that online, HRE, fast castle, always a possibility. Bear in mind though, gold is an issue for the HRE. They've got to keep it protected, but the Chinese not necessarily the most aggressive, not necessarily the most aggressive. So there's a good chance for HRE to maybe get a fast castle going. There's a good chance that the Chinese could get a decent boom. The Chinese might have to put some pressure though. The question is with this matchup is who has the ascendancy in terms of doing what they want to do, and who has to punish. It's kind of an interesting one. I feel like if the Chinese can survive against the castle age push from the HRE, and then they have a stronger economy, and they can push back, that's always an option for puppypaw. loueMT though, if he gets those relics nice and early with the Regulates Cathedral, could pose a lot of problems. And bear in mind as well, the Chinese on a particular map like this, Frisian Marshes, being campy and defensive can hurt you. The reason for that is because if you do leave the mid-map, if you do leave all this juicy shorefish uncontested, or at least unchallenged, your opponent will get a lot of economy very, very fast. Despite having maybe less villagers, well, if each villager is working harder, working faster, it's definitely going to be factoring in the final results. And I did it again. Portuguese coming in clutch. What would I do without him? Guys, again, Portugal flags in the comment section below on YouTube if you're watching after. I don't know why I keep forgetting, but good thing we've got Portuguese. Anyway, apologies for that. Just bearing in mind. Hope you guys are having a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. If you're watching on Twitch live now, thank you for hopping in. I appreciate you guys being here. And I've been enjoying Age of Empires 4 a lot recently, so this is super exciting. And if you're watching on YouTube later, whenever you're watching this, hopefully you're doing well. And super big thank you for everyone supporting the channel, whether it be on YouTube or Twitch. You guys are absolute legends. Even just by watching the content, mostly, hopefully you guys are just enjoying it. That's the big thing for me. Because if you're enjoying it, that makes it worthwhile. I could be watching these games myself, but I enjoy it as a hobby, and if I can brighten up your days a little bit, it's going to be great for me for sure. Just knowing that maybe I'm making things a little bit better for you guys. Alrighty, sheep coming home. I gotta say, really good sheep haul for the Chinese. Now, one thing to bear in mind in terms of economy bonuses, the HRE, the 40% gather rate is super nice on this map. The reason why is because they're a civilization that do chew through the food very quickly, but when you've got a lot of food to be gathered, it's definitely a nice one because it means that they can delay the necessity rather for going on the mid-map and the food sources out here if they need to bring the sheep home. The Chinese do get a nice bonus as well with the dropping off the Imperial Official. Well, I don't think he's actually got an Imperial Official, has he? Wait. Curious. Wait, really? Has puppypaw not got... Oh no, there he is. I was about to say, because, an Imperial Official is usually one of the first things you get as a Chinese. It's so powerful. Dropping off extra food. It's just collecting all the tax, of course. Has got the Imperial Academy, so possibly going to get the Song Dynasty behind this. Quite likely. Alright, there's the Ark and Chapel. Going to be garrisoning in the Prelate, just to get the extra 40% buffer in a bigger radius. Now, of course, the Chinese already in the feudal age, but possibly looking to get Barbican of the Sun. The good thing for the Chinese, they can look to get the Barbican of the Sun on the forward goal positions. I think it makes a lot of sense. That's the kind of position where you want to protect. We'll have to see, though, if puppypaw agrees. Either way, let's take a look at the village account on gold. Just 3 so far for the HRE, so maybe looking to get... wheelbarrow, there it is, yeah, wheelbarrow coming in, nice and early. Interested in getting a barracks, which is actually really hidden, so, okay, I love this move. So, were talking about earlier about knowing who's going to be aggressive, who's going to try and deny the plans of the opponent. It looks like maybe, just maybe, the HRE looking to be the aggressive ones on the feud stage, which I actually really like this play. You know, the HRE, obviously, they posture towards the cast stage in many game modes, in many matchups. But the reason why I like this play for the HRE is because they can get a lot of aggression out of this, and their economy is really nice in the feud stage. The extra 40% buffering from the prelate, you can pump out a lot of units, and it is going to be man at arms, which is lovely to see because it's kind of difficult for the Chinese to counter, or well, many civs to counter. I would say maybe, to be fair, Chinese could counter it a little bit better than other civilizations, getting access to the Chukanu, a really nice ranged unit with a burst attack, of course. They can just deal with the man at arms a little bit better, and bear in mind he's trying to scout here, puppypaw, but he won't see it, I don't think, and he's going to trickle in those man at arms, it seems. Guys in Twitch chat, welcome in. How's it going, Jeepicus? Hope you're doing well, buddy. But there's the Barbican. Actually not going for the gold protection, going for the berries and the shorefish and the deer camp. Not a bad spot. Maybe he's going to look to get a second town centre relatively soon on the gold, maybe. We have to see, but might be challenged in soon. There it is. There's the man-at-arms coming on through. And the Song Dynasty has been activated, so villager count will start to escalate. Already has been. There's that second town centre being built for puppypaw. Looks like behind this though, loueMT is just going to opt for a little bit of aggression and then go for the the castle age rather. Imperial Age would be optimistic. Now, the question is, will he go for the Regnant's Cathedral? I get a feeling he would, like if he's going to play the mid to late game. And it makes a lot of sense, right? He's got man-at-arms that's difficult for the Chinese to deal with. No need to overcommit, because of course it's very difficult to do damage against the Chinese generally in the feud age. The reason why is because the Barbican got 2 TCs. It's a challenge, right? And I think generally at this level of play, this kind of skill level of players, they're very good at defending and being greedy. It's I do feel like as you rise the ranks of Age of Empires 4 up the ladder, you do find players generally get a lot better at defending. I think obviously, you know, in the, not so much lower levels, but the maybe diamond level, you know, aggression is the way people win a lot of games, like just pure aggression. And it's because of people's possibly less adept at dealing with pressure, less adept at defending. And of course, the pro players, they don't have that same problem, of course, and that's what makes them pro players ultimately. I'm sure there's a lot more to it than just that, but just one thing in particular I've noticed has a big difference. Regnant's Cathedral is going to go up for the HRE, looking to get hold of those relics, which the Chinese will be aware of. Will they look to try and deny this at all? Getting a couple of spearmen out to try and put some pressure on the map. Man-at-arms getting involved on the spearmen. And back on gold again. So the second town centre actually relatively went closer towards the shorefish. Wait, where are these? Wait, what? Oh, he's going to be walling up the relics, right? I think he's going to... Yeah, I think maybe that's what he's aiming to do, but it's a bit... I mean, to be fair, he'll get this one. That's kind of nice. Yeah, so really using the spearmen to defend and try and stop the relics being picked up. So looking at to wall this one up. Will he get this one then? That's the question. Right, village count really starting to escalate though. 44 for the Chinese. Prelate being poked and prodded. Scout needs to be careful. Going for this relic here to wall that one up. So nice denial. If you can at least deny 2 of them, that'll be a good start. Now behind this, are we going to see any other production buildings? There it is. There's a stable. So we have some good mobility at least. Going to try and challenge this. Gets a charge on the spearman. Spearman does brace and snare the knight though. The knight will of course win that fight. And the big thing actually for this is that the knight can just always back away and go home and heal on up. Does lose a prelate. Possibly going to lose another. Man-at-arms going to be dishing out damage though. I think Man-at-arms might actually just win that fight. It'd be close, I think. Kills one spearman. Yeah, backs away. puppypaw doesn't want to lose that entirely. Oh, scout. That's a nice bit of action there. Denying that walling in. Nice play by Louis. Looking to get an outpost though instead as another backup plan to defend. But I love that touch by loueMT just to keep the scout in play. And it's definitely a mad dash for the relics, guys. I know I'm switching the screen around on the map quite quickly. Apologies for that. It's just because there's so much going on at the relic sites. I know it can be a bit jarring to watch at times, but hopefully not too bad for you guys. Going to fight the scout off with the village and definitely look and try and wall that up. Will he actually kill the scout? I mean, he should get that in the end, actually. Oh, knight. Oh my god, it's going to be close. No, let's get it. Oh no, the knight just breaks in. Wallow going off elsewhere. Back at home as a distraction. Nice play by loueMT to do that. And does snag the relic in the end. That was so close. He almost got the palisades. And oh, Wallow. Puppypaw. Oh my god, Puppypaw. He does back away. He's going to lose one spearman though. He does get one. Nice work by Louis. And with the man-at-arms, maybe the spearman just try and chase down the prelate. No, he's going to try and fight this. It will kill the man-at-arms in the end. Now, Castle is going to be coming in for Puppypaw. And the great thing about this for Puppypaw is he's got a fantastic economy. That relic won't be brought home in the end. The spearman will take care of that. Now, 2 relics have been brought in already for the HRE. So good action, good wins on that front. Getting the 3rd one in as well. Overall, I think if you're Louis, you're happy with your little haul of the relics. I think if you're Puppypaw, you're probably equally happy with the fact that you're going to the castle age and you've got a strong economy behind it. I think this is a match that is very evenly poised, very excitingly poised. Economy-wise, though, the Chinese, they're looking good, starting to wall up. I think loueMT's got to be careful. Bear in mind that Imperial Age could be coming in for loueMT relatively soon, and I think it's definitely the play because he can get Palace of Swabia and get some cannon defense outposts and just premium units, and make sure the Palace of Swabia helps him boom back up to catch up. It certainly looks like he's posturing towards that way in terms of the resources coming in. Switch to resources per minute. And the fact that this is achievable on this map is quite spectacular, right? It comes down to just bringing a plentiful of sheep. Didn't have to be in the shorefish even in the slightest to get to the Imperial Age. And he didn't even take the steer camp. Didn't need it. So now the pendulum might swing a little bit in terms of map control. The Chinese might have in the next sort of 5-10 minutes a bit more of a push out. You can see the barracks being made possibly for palace guards. Get some nest of bees, gets a couple of spearmen as well added in just to deal with knights. Now this is a situation where loueMT is taking up. It's expensive. He's got to protect his economy. He's got to protect the gold veins. He's got to protect the forward positions. He's doing just that. Might even actually deposit a relic inside the outposts, just to give them that extra bit of power to them. There is that Imperial Age. Palace of Swabia. No real surprises there. Great landmark for the HRE. Helps them boom back into the game. Acts as a town centre. Produces villagers 200% faster and at 66% of a discount. Absolutely massive. And the thing that's scary about that landmark in many ways is to damage the HRE, to kill them, is never a case that you can raid them to death. It just almost feels impossible at times. You kill villagers, more just pop out. Especially if they ever have a very strong farming transition, which they can often have underneath the Arkan Chapel. You can see it's starting to establish itself already. 4 farms coming up. Getting the sacred sites as well, so plenty of gold going to be coming in. I like that detail. So really focusing on the sacred sites at this point forces Puppypaw to at least sacrifice some army in that position. And again, anything that loueMT can do to push Puppy away from his main base at this moment is super important because he's super vulnerable. He's got 3 military units versus 22. And so if Puppypaw is just dancing around his base right now, it could be problematic, but obviously the HRE have done well to try and force even a couple of units just to go into the sacred sites. As I say that though, Puppypaw is starting to group together now to put some pressure. Tried to get that 4th relic in play and unfortunately just about didn't manage it. loueMT, look at the numbers though. loueMT, 55 villagers, 3 military. This could be a hard hold. He needs his outposts. He needs cannon emplacements, that's for sure. He needs to get them up and running. Yep, cannon emplacement about to be researched maybe. We'll have to see if he can afford it. He does have the gold for it. Does not have the stone for it. Oh, no he does. Did he just buy it? He might have just bought it. Either way, coming on the market, which he can use to balance the economy. Obviously, he's got plenty of gold in the bank coming in passively because of the relics, so look to deal with that. I think the outpost doesn't quite have the cannon placement just yet, so villagers have the back away. Nest of bees getting good damage in there. The villagers did garrison inside the Palace of Swabia. Gonna lose a couple. But again, this is the thing. Like, I'm not so sure about... I mean, raiding... I mean, it depends how much damage you do, I guess. If you just kill all the villagers, then fine. But if you do critical damage on that front... But it's less likely. If you can pick off that nest of bees, he will be able to restabilize. Coming on the front line, trying to get forward, keep puppypaw. He senses this is his time to do some damage. Even has a trebuchet. This is not looking great for loueMT, but if it can hold, he does have cannon and placement outposts, so you know how strong they can be. Mangonel deploying on the units. Man-at-Arms and a Landskaneshta trying to get on top of the nest of bees possibly. Oh, villagers need to come out and repair the Mangonel if he can. Will he get the repairs in time? I think he just about does. He just about keeps it alive. Loses the nest of bees. Units being sent in for puppypaw, but with the cannon replacement coming in now for the outpost, going to be difficult. Villagers going to need to try and repair that Mangonel. He's going to try and get it. Yeah, I mean, he should be okay with the number of villagers. He should be okay. He's going to fight it with the villagers, and that's absolutely fine. Going to get to keep the forward position. Now, gold is being denied, but bear in mind, it's still getting a decent trickle of gold coming in passively because of the relics. Four of them, by the way. 4 relics is massive. Without those relics, this game just could be over. How's it going, Flash Panda and chat? Yeah, these are replays, yeah, from the egctv Elite Classic. There were lots of games played on the weekend, and obviously egctv could only cast a handful of them. And so we have the pleasure of casting others, which is awesome. We've had some great games so far, and this one's proving to be a bit of a banger. We're kind of heading to a situation where puppypaw is starting to move ahead. He's got full map control, can take advantage of the shorefish, as you can see, so that economy is going to scale super nicely. But don't count out the HRE just yet. They can have a hard hold at times, hard to kill off, because he has to go for infrastructural damage. The thing I love about this push, by the way, is that puppypaw, the fact that he's got siege, that's the critical difference. Like, if he doesn't have siege, you can't do infrastructural damage. It's really important, because killing villagers is one thing, but loueMT will be able to produce them relatively cheaply and relatively fast from Palace of Swabia. What he can't do is he can't replace infrastructure quickly. He can't replace cannon and placement outposts. What he can do is buy time with the emergency repairs, which is a technology which I don't know where to start with it. It's so infuriating, right? You've got siege, you feel like you can do what you need to do, but emergency repairs and comes and save the day for the HRE. But there comes a tipping point when you have a massive siege where even emergency repairs won't be enough. Bombard there for the HRE. Going to be targeted down, but he should be okay. If he loses this cannon placement though, but it's coming out to rare. This is critical. He doesn't have the emergency repairs. Still 30 seconds away. I think he loses that. That's actually massive. That's a big position. Calvary out. Doesn't snipe out the trebuchet in time. In fact, there are 2 trebuchets. Puppypaw really pushing on in. And actually that's a couple of villages on stone. Sneaky bit of economy. Puppypaw not aware of it. They're still farming away safely. Bombard. Calvary. Mangonel. Oh, gets on top of the villagers. Puppypaw needs to be careful about that. 2 Mangonels edging forward, goes for the villagers. There is a spingle though for puppypaw. Cannon should take that down. Puppypaw overextended a little bit, should go down. There we go. Alright, Regis Cathedral though, being pressurized. There are 2 relics inside that, so if puppypaw can get that down, gold is definitely going to become an issue. He's really flooding in units, and I think this is fine for puppypaw, by the way. It might seem like he's losing units, but it's fine because he's got such a great economy behind this. He can reproduce it and just need to keep up the pressure as quickly as possible. It looks like Regis Cathedral will go down eventually, and this is not looking great for Louis. He might have to tap out soon because, I mean, I'm not so sure about how he deals with 4 trebuchets. That's going to be tricky to deal with. Alrighty, he's looking okay. He's holding still. Somehow, loueMT in the game. Any other civilization probably would have been dead by now. I gotta say, puppypaw's got to be careful not to throw everything at it, though, because he does have a couple of units, Louis, so if he does push out, it could be problematic. And bear in mind, loueMT is in the Imperial Age, right? So his units, if he does get the tech ups, these are elite man-at-arms. That is not easy to deal with. And so if he gets a group of them together, if he manages to save a decent number of them and keep them grouped up, it could be a massive push out. Bear in mind, there are no crossbows out for the Chinese. This could be a problem. Wait, loueMT, like, he's got 8 units, but these are elite man-at-arms. He does have that town center repair. He needs to get the relics back. Big time. He needs a monastery at the back somehow. He needs the wood for it. He's got the wood for it. He's got plenty of wood, actually. If he can secure those relics, it could become a problem. But obviously puppypaw, with mass siege, with a lot of spearmen, he's pushing on out. puppypaw almost at population cap. Mangonel and Culverin looking to be sniped, possibly, but the village is coming out to repair. Possibly will lose that town centre. Does have emergency repairs? Nope, no, doesn't have the cooldown just yet. We'll snap out. No, wait, the village is coming out to repair. This is massive. Like, he's buying time. He will lose Culverin eventually. Bear in mind the cannon placements take out all the units, so at least he keeps up the Mangonel. Town centre goes down, but again, it doesn't really matter because he's got the battles of Swabia. And his villager count is still rising. Guys, just bear that in mind. After all this pressure, the HRE's villager count is still rising. Which is absolutely incredible to think about. He's got the prelate. Has he got a monastery built? He's getting the relics into the outpost, actually. That's absolutely fine. So he's still trickling in the gold. Sometimes we see a bit of a relic heist, but we don't see it today. And these elite man-at-arms will chew through the spearmen. The siege needs to be kept alive. And if loueMT can push this back with the man-at-arms, he'll be fine. Village coming out to repair. Might lose one Mangonel. Will lose one Mangonel. He needs to keep the bombards alive. This is huge. If he gets the bombards, the Chinese might have a way to win the game. But it's crazy to think the hold here. It's working so well for loueMT. Look at that, 19 military units, but these are elite man-at-arms, guys. He doesn't have the counter unit, puppypaw. I'm surprised not to see more crossbows on the field. I mean, sure, they're an age behind. But they'll do a lot better than spearmen could. 2 bombards. Wait, no way. loueMT's pushing this back? This could work. This could actually work. And he's getting gold here. This is massive. This is huge. This bit of economy right here. Sure, he's getting relic gold, but those villagers there is definitely going to help him spam out more man-at-arms. He's got production. He's got wood still in this corner. He's got what he needs. He's got the ingredients. 94 villagers. loueMT. He's holding, and he's holding in a big way. It feels like maybe puppypaw, he recognizes that there must be villagers elsewhere, and he knows it. And he spots it. Here come the crossbowmen now. That does offer a big problem for the HRE. Gonna need some horsemen, maybe. But again, this is actually kind of interesting, right? Because puppypaw, he's sending units on the map, and it allows him to boom back up and back at home. Like, these farms are so good. Look at the food coming in. It's 1,800 food per minute, on par with the Chinese. He's only got 33 villages versus 49. That is the power, ladies and gentlemen, of the Ark and Chapel. That is the power of the HRE economy. Trying to get the Regnitz Cathedral back online. And sure, I mean, this is the thing. These villagers, they are getting so much value just by being idled, by pulling the Chinese army away. It allows loueMT to breathe a little bit. But the crossbow numbers are starting to ramp up, and that is a bit of a concern. puppypaw really sticking in that castle age for now. He needs to be careful not to get jumped on. And bear in mind, these man-at-arms do have marching drills. You can see how fast they move. The Chinese do activate the sacred site. Actually, that's potentially something he could have gotten earlier, puppypaw, but he's got it now. So 10 minutes on the timer. Oh wait, if you can take out the trebs, that's huge. Trebs need to back away. I think he might get some of them, if not all of them. This is huge. Oh no, puppypaw, gonna lose all of the trebuchets. That's expensive. And that's definitely worth it for loueMT. He's gonna back away and group out again once again. And the trouble is that puppypaw can't be everywhere at all times, right? So he's got plenty of economy pocketed around. He's gonna go for the Imperial Age though, the Great Wall Gatehouse. I mean, I gotta say, how many of you guys have been in this position before playing Age of Empires up against the HRE? I don't know how you guys feel about it. I've been there, not obviously at this level, but it's infuriating at times not to be pushing the HRE, and I don't know. Hey, look, loueMT, he is not out of this. There is a world and there is a way that maybe, just maybe, he could win this game. Doesn't actually seem like it from what we're watching, but considering what, I mean, that farming transition, by the way, is absolutely glorious for the Chinese. Completely unprotected. I think what it comes down to now is not so much raiding, but killing villages. It's more about deny. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's taking villages off of farms. This is a big deal because his food income is really dwindling. I think loueMT, he might be down and out. It might be just a bit too much now. But we've been saying that for a while. The farms come back alive again. They're going to be built, and puppypaw doesn't have the staging ground, doesn't have the keep. He obviously invested a lot of resources in the Imperial Age. This is absolutely bonkers. The crazy situation is if loueMT can get a bombard cannon placement inside a tower. Wait, he's afforded a keep? Since when? Okay, well, he's got to keep going down, and that's massive because he's going to get the Sacred Site and the Gold. This keep is absolutely fantastic. Like, make no mistake about it. This keep is phenomenal. The question is whether it will go up or not. Either way, crossbows itching a bit further forward. Does have a couple of horsemen now. I like that transition we mentioned. That's important. Needs to get on top of the crossbows. Keep going on the west side. But this one, we'll keep an eye on this now. I think this keep goes up. It does go up. The village will garrison inside, and there's no siege here to deal with this. Oh my god, loueMT staying in the game. Look at the villager count. It's 113. Guys, he's been under so much... Wait, villagers? Garrison? Louis? Garrison? He wants the outpost. Okay. Louis? Garrison? Okay. He survives with 6. Could have been better. But he's definitely carving up the map, puppypaw, in some ways. But he needs to decap the Sacred Site somehow. And the keep might go down, actually. He might even need siege. It's just going to torch things down. The big concern for Louis is now the Sacred Site, right? Because if puppypaw can just maintain this pressure, it'd be very difficult for loueMT just to go for one Sacred Site. He's got the Great Wall Gatehouse on this one. The other Sacred Site... There's only 2 Sacred Sites on this map, by the way. So this one's being contested at the moment. And the keep, I don't think, survives for too much longer. So this is going to be hard for loueMT. I think he's had a great hold. He's got 6 minutes to deal damage to push out. But look at the economy. Like 118 villagers. He's somehow on par. And now that the Chinese are in the Imperial Age, they do have some tools in their armory. Of course, can mass up plenty of units. But one unit to talk about in particular is arguably one of the best units in the game, is the Chinese hand cannoneers. Now, it's like every other hand cannoneer, except that it has extra bit of range. And that range actually changes fights completely in a big way. Yep, Sinwave in the chat also mentions it, that hand cannoneers could be decent for the Chinese. And I agree with that. We'll see if puppypaw feels the same. There it is, actually. He's starting to get them. There's a decent number of military units, 19, although actually not enough when you compare the numbers for the Chinese. The question is maybe, just maybe, loueMT is starting to run out of steam. Although puppypaw, he spent all his resources pretty much. Not very much in the bank. He's stonewalling. He wants the relics. He wants the Sacred Sites, rather. Understandably so. Alright. Chucking in Spearman against Man-at-Arms. I think puppypaw is just buying time, right? It does feel like he needs a bit more of a meat shield. There's a couple of hand cannoneers, but they are spread out. I love the spread on this, actually. This is a big deal. Like, not keeping them clumped up is big, because the Man-at-Arms then just have one area to target. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. loueMT taps out. He recognizes he's beat. He can't get out on the map. He can't deny the Sacred Site. Unfortunately, today, emergency repairs, Palace of Swabia, and the relics with the Regent's Cathedral just was not enough. Puppypaw takes the win. Hope you guys enjoyed this on YouTube. Take care, and see you next time.